Compton came back to see the company to let us know that he was all right. He became a prosecutor in Los Angeles. He convicted Sirhan Sirhan in the murder of Robert Kennedy and was later appointed to the California Court of Appeals. David Webster became a writer for the Saturday Evening Post and Wall Street Journal, and later wrote a book about sharks. In 1961, he went out on the ocean alone and was never seen again. Johnny Martin would return to his job at the railroad and then start his own construction company. He split his time between Arizona and a place in Montana. George Luss became a handyman in Providence, Rhode Island. As a testament to his character, 1,600 people attended his funeral in 1998. Doc Rowe died in Louisiana in 1998. He'd been a construction contractor. Frank Percani returned to Chicago and worked a postal route as a mailman. Joe Liebgott returned to San Francisco and drove his cab. Bull Ranneman was one of the best soldiers I ever had. He went into the earth-moving business in Arkansas. He's still there. How we lived our lives after the war was as varied as each man. Carwood Lipton became a glass-making executive in charge of factories all over the world. He has a nice life in North Carolina. Harry Welsh, he married Kitty Grogan, became an administrator for the Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania school system.
Listen up. Got some news. This morning, President Truman received the unconditional surrender from the Japanese. War's over.
Regardless of points, medals, or wounds, each man in the 101st Airborne would be going home. Each of us would be forever connected by our shared experience, and each would have to rejoin the world as best he could. Louis Nixon had some tough times after the war. He was divorced a couple of times. Then in 1956, he married a woman named Grace, and everything came together for him. He spent the rest of his life with her, traveling the world. My friend Lou died in 1995. I took up his job offer and was a personnel manager at the Nixon Nitration Works until I was called back into service in 1950 to train officers and rangers. I chose not to go to Korea. I'd had enough of war. I stayed around Hershey, Pennsylvania, finally finding a little farm, a little peaceful corner of the world, where I still live today. There is not a day that goes by, and I do not think of the men I served with, who never got to enjoy the world without war.
It's a very unusual feeling, it's a very unusual happening, and it's a very unusual bonding.
We knew that we could depend on each other. And so we were a close-knit group.
Just brave, so brave is unbelievable. And I don't know anybody that I admire more than Bill Garnier and Joe Toy, and they were very, very special.
I'm just one part of the big war, that's all. One little part. And I'm proud to be a part of it. Sometimes it makes me cry.
The real men, the real heroes, are the fellows that are still buried over there and those that come home to be buried.
Seemed like you thought that you could do just about anything. And after the war was over and you came back out, well, you lost a lot of that. Or at least I did. I lost all that confidence.
We just hoping to stay alive, that's all. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Henry V was talking to his men. He said, from this day to the ending of the world, we in it shall be remembered. We lucky few, we band of brothers. For he who today sheds his blood with me shall be my brother.
Do you remember the letter that Mike Ranney wrote me? You do. Do you remember how he ended it? I cherish the memories of a question my grandson asked me the other day when he said, "Grandpa, were you a hero in the war?" Grandpa said no. But I served in a company of heroes.
Damn, that was good. That was such a beautiful way of doing it. The baseball scene of describing where everyone went on, what they went on to be or didn't, and we got to see who they all were really. As elderly men. God, that was good. It's over.